What's up, guys? I'm Chad Barnes, and welcome to the channel. Here, it's all about real car talk, from simple fixes to smart driving tips and keeping your ride in top shape. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you watch all the way through. There's a lot of good stuff coming. Let's get to it.
Just 3 to 5 years ago, I had to spend a lot of effort to convince readers and friends or acquaintances from my personal social circle that a gadget the size of 3 packs of cigarettes is able to start the engine of a car with a dead battery and even without a battery at all. Many people simply could not understand how a compact 500-gram starter replaces a classic 15-kilogram lead battery. However, the periods of distrust and enthusiasm are long gone, and today portable lithium-ion boosters or jump starters, as they are also called, are familiar to every car owner without exaggeration, and for many they have become familiar assistants that have helped in emergency situations more than once. Except that these extremely useful and convenient devices have one big disadvantage. They, like any lithium batteries, cannot be kept in the cold to avoid discharge and damage. You can't leave them in the glove compartment or trunk of your car so that they are always at hand. No, in the summer, it's certainly not objectionable. But 9 out of 10 cases when we cannot start because of a dead battery come just in the fall and winter period, let's be honest. But it is not too convenient to carry a very decent-sized case with a booster, its wires, crocodiles, and various related small things, from home to the car and back. And as a result, the law of sandwich works. The starter is not at hand just when you need it. You are at work, and it is at home. You are in the garage, and it is at home. The reason is that most starting boosters have excessive capacity. Manufacturers try to make them as universal as possible for any car, installing batteries with a large reserve of capacity and starting current. Most boosters are able to start both a city gasoline hatchback with a liter motor and a commercial diesel truck with an engine under 5 to 6 liters. This is certainly great, but not always. Even those who have already felt on their own skin what it is like to run in search of a cigarette lighter, and how nice it is to start by yourself without help, quite quickly become lazy to carry a booster with you all the time. Since it does not fit in an average driver's bag with documents and keys, and a backpack is not convenient for everyone. As a result, a lot of money paid for a gadget does not go to good use. You are in the car with a dead battery, here, and the starter, at home. Smartphone-sized. Redundancy is not always useful, so for owners of cars with small volume engines there is a useful life hack. Namely, miniature starting devices, which are not designed to start powerful engines and even more so, monster SUVs and various commercial vehicles, but will reliably start your car with a small liter engine. For example, the ultra-compact and lightweight booster Burkhardt JSL 9000 is designed for gasoline engines up to 1.6 liters, and at the same time has dimensions like a smartphone. In both photos, next to the starter is a smartphone with a screen diagonal of 5.5 inches, which is not large by modern standards. Are there a lot of cars with a gasoline engine with a volume of up to 1.6 liters? Yes, a lot, and every year it becomes more and more with the current trend of expansion of the turbo segment and demand for budget models with low-power atmospherics. In addition to a huge fleet of used cars, today a good half of the cars sold on our market new fits into the range of gasoline up to 1.6. Of the new ones, we can name Toyota Corolla and the base modification of the CHR, Volkswagen Polo, Jetta, and inexpensive modifications of Tiguan, Skoda Rapid, Octavia, Karak, and even inexpensive versions of Kodiaq, Kia Rio, Ceed and part of the Cerato, Hyundai Solaris, part of Creta and basic Elantra, Renault Logan and its variants, gasoline Duster except 2-liter, turbocharged, and atmospheric Captur and Arcana, Citroën C3, C4 with gasoline turbocharged and atmospheric engine, and even C5 with gasoline turbo engine. Peugeot 406 gasoline 2008, 3008, 5008. The list also includes a good half of the Lada lineup, excluding modifications with 1.8 engines, and many models of Chinese manufacturers, Chery, Geely, Chang'an and others, that have taken a good route in our market. All these cars are equipped with gasoline engines from 1.2 to 1.6 liters and in case of battery discharge are perfectly started by sub-miniature starting device Burkhardt JSL 9000. Design and features. Burkhardt JSL 9000 is an ordinary starter booster with a traditional set of functions for such gadgets. Only very small. With the body dimensions of 170 by 81 mm, 17 mm thick and 250 grams in weight. Actually, this is the main plus of the device. Yes, JSL 9000 will not start a car with a large liter engine, diesel and even more so, a truck. But if your car has a volume of gasoline engine does not exceed 1.6 liters, is it necessary to buy a device with a power reserve? For uncle, so that in the end at the right moment because of excessive size and weight it was forgotten at home. But a compact device the size of a smartphone can always be carried with you without any tension, in addition to being used as a power bank for charging your cell phone and safely storing the cable with crocodiles in the glove compartment or trunk of the car all year round, because the wires are not afraid of frost. JSL 9000 looks very similar to a protected travel smartphone, except that the display is missing. On the edges of the sturdy, assembled on screws, not on glue or latches, case there is a power socket for cigarette lighter covered. With a rubber plug, a USB socket with an output current of 2.4 amps for charging smartphones and tablets, as well as micro USB. For charging the gadget itself. At the top end is a small single diode flashlight, which with the help of a button switches alternately between 3 modes, constant, glow and slow or fast emergency flashing. Next to the button there is a 4-segment charge indicator showing 25, 50, 75 and 100%. The capacity of the built-in battery is 7,000 mAh. As with most such lithium-ion starting devices, the cables with alligators have a large box, combined with a connector. This is a block of automatic protection against polarity reversal, a very important element that does not allow you to confuse the terminals on the car battery or black crocodile with red and thus connect the plus and minus. Or rather, you can connect it the other way around, but it will not harm either the car's electrical system or the gadget itself, because the powerful relay built into the protective unit closes its contacts only if the connection is correct. And if you mix it up, you will only hear an audible signal that requires you to swap the wires. In addition to the notorious polarity reversal, Burkhardt JSL 9000 design includes all conceivable protections: crocodile short circuit protection, protection against generator reverse current after starting the motor, protection against overcharging, protection against over-discharge, protection against self-discharge during storage, protection against overheating. Testing with engines with the displacement specified in the instructions, i.e. gasoline engines up to and including 1.6 liters. Burkhardt JSL 9000 it can handle it easily, starting the engine at least 10 times. In a row with a dead battery on a single charge. Frankly speaking, it's just not interesting to start with it what it should. That's why we are going to search for more severe and frankly forbidden by the instruction manual tests for the gadget, especially since in Moscow and the region has just passed a week of unusual for us frosts with 20 to 25 degrees at night, and many motorists, who temporarily moved to public transport, failed to start when more usual near-zero temperatures returned. For hard tests of the booster we decided to limit ourselves to 2-liter engines and easily found the cars we needed, whose owners were standing at the hood with lighting wires waiting for help. The first car we came across was Mercedes E200 with 2-liter M274 engine. Burkhardt JSL 9000 is fully charged and warm in the inner pocket of the jacket, at a temperature of about 20 degrees. It is -3 degrees outside. We start it with no difficulty at the first attempt. The next client is a Volkswagen Passat with a 2-liter FSI engine. We start the old man at the second attempt, after which the Burkhardt JSL 9000 indicator still shows a quarter of charge, but let us emphasize, these are 2-liter motors, while the device manufacturer strictly limits the volume to 1.6 liters in its manual. We consciously act at our own risk to make sure that the device has a reserve of starting current and power. And such a reserve is evident. So, let's summarize. Despite its miniature appearance, Burkhardt JSL 9000 is quite effective and optimal for owners of cars with engines up to 1.6 liters. Inclusive, as well as any smaller ones, including any motorized equipment, motorcycles, scooters, ATVs, gardening equipment with electric starters. Gadget with the dimensions of a typical phone power bank, and the motor can start, and performs the role of the same power bank for every day with ease. And due to its compactness, it is always with you, which is the most important thing. And once again we will warn, the owners of cars with engines of larger volume than 1.6 liter gasoline, JSL 9000 still cannot be recommended. Despite our successful experiments with 2-liter engines, there is no guarantee of successful start, alas, and their device itself works in extreme modes, harmful to its lithium-ion battery. For engines with a volume of 1.8 to 2.0 liters and above are designed more powerful boosters, which are also present in the Burkhardt range Burkhardt lineup. In conclusion, our exploration of the starter booster that packs 1.6 liters of power into a compact smartphone-sized design demonstrates that sometimes, less truly is more. This innovative solution not only offers impressive performance but also enhances portability and convenience. As we've seen, the efficiency and effectiveness of a smaller size can outweigh the traditional 2-liter options, making it a game changer for those seeking reliable power on the go. Thank you for joining us in this testing journey, and we hope you found it insightful for your own tech choices.